Hello 1009, welcome to week 12. We are moving on to the last section of this course. In the last few weeks, we're going to be focusing on the study of ecology. So ecology is the study of how species interact with their environment and how they interact with each other. This week, we're going to be looking at two chapters, chapters 43 and 44, and these are going to kind of be sort of our introductory chapters into ecology. We're going to be learning about big sort of questions in ecology. How do temperature, precipitation, these main environmental components drive the distribution of species, and what we call sort of these ecological realms or biomes. How do temperature and precipitation dictate the distribution and boundaries of these biomes? We'll also be looking about how humans interact with the environment. How do we influence things like the carbon cycle, which in turn influences this process or phenomena we know now as climate change, which we'll be getting into more later on in the course, but we're going to get our feet wet with it here. We'll also be learning about populations. So populations we know are sort of the fundamental unit of evolution. Populations evolve, individuals do not evolve. In the same way, populations are really the fundamental unit of ecology. There aren't just singular sort of platonic units of species, right? Species are really a assemblage of individuals in a population. That's what we call a species, is a bunch of individuals that make up a population and look similar. And so it's really about the interactions between those individuals in a population and their environment, and those individuals in a population and other individuals in a population that is the study of ecology. So we're going to be learning a basic sort of ecological dictates of how populations grow, what limits populations, the carrying capacity of a population in a given environment, what kind of resources dictate how fast a population grows, the rate of population growth over time. Some of these factors that limits population growth can be biological, i.e. they could be some sort of parasite that limits population size, or intra-specific competition, i.e. the individuals in the population competing with each other for resources, right, can limit how big a population is. They can also be abiotic, so they can be external, things that limit populations in terms of just the number of available resources might cap a certain population. This rate of growth and the kind of carrying capacity interact to dictate how stable a population is over time. Some populations have adapted or evolved to be very stable in terms of how fast they grow and how close they live to the carrying capacity. These are K-selected species. Other species have evolved to have very fast growth rates, and because they never reach the carrying capacity, they're always under selection to have as many offspring as possible because they don't ever hit the max, right? These are R-selected species. They think of things like weeds or rodents are under this sort of umbrella. So we'll be learning about different strategies, life history strategies. We'll be learning about how populations grow under these different life history strategies. And we'll also be kind of discussing human population growth, which is in some sense exceptional on this planet. It's not necessarily governed by different principles. It's just that we have kind of modified what governs population growth through technology. This technology has in turn, in fact, impacted the environment, and so we'll learn about the ecological footprint that humans have had through the population growth that we've undergone over the last few millennia. So this is the starting point: population ecology, ecology in general, and then we'll kind of get into more specific aspects of ecology as we move along. One other thing I guess we're going to be looking at too is species interactions. We're learning some basic types of species interactions and how they influence each other and how they can influence species evolution over time too. So that's where we're going to start this week. It's a typical week. We have just double check. We have a Learn Smart activity, chapters 43, 44, homework, quiz, and then finally the last section or the last task in Lab 5, the plant tropic lab. So you did the experiment last week. Now this week you're writing up your individual reflections. This is a summary of that lab and what you found. So it's worth a significant number of points. Take it seriously. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're happy to help you kind of figure figure anything out or help you work through that process. All right? All right, good luck.